Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report from MSG, the Garden here in New York. Josue Pavon.
The Garden, they say.
Recapping the Celtics loss to the Knicks, second straight to this team. Frustrating one, similar to the last one. Bench units dominating Boston, as well as Randall and Brunson hard to contain, though the Celtics offense did them in this one. Struggling to get foul calls throughout, a huge free throw deficit, frustrating the Celtics to a level Al Horford said they haven't reached in a while, and it culminates in Jayson Tatum's ejection late in the game for a second technical. Frustrated that Randall closed out hard, might have clipped him, swings his arm, says some more words to the official as he leaves. Here's what he had to say went down when he was ejected from the game in the fourth quarter.
I mean, it's tough, right? The first one, no call. If you look, it was clearly a foul. And those are the ones that's tough. Like, you get a tech for something that you probably was right about. Second one, I just told him this was probably the best officiated game I've been a part of. I tried to give him a compliment. I don't know. But, all the great players get thrown out a few times in their career. So it's good for my rep.
So Tatum joking, saying that he complimented the ref after that.
Sarcasm.
Didn't gain him anything.
Yeah.
He later tweeted that this is kind of him getting retribution for no calling LeBron, or I guess bad karma is a better way to put it.
Or the basketball gods,
Lots
weighing in on this,
Lots of jokes.
Potentially.
Do you like him shaking this off, or should he be more frustrated with himself for not only the ejection but his performance tonight?
I think this is his way of doing that. I think this is his way of saying, like, look, it's my fault. I was being sarcastic out there, and, maybe he doesn't agree with the quick decision, but I think being honest and being open about it and not being so defensive is his way of saying, look, like, this one's on me. I mean, he may not have said it in those words, but I take it as that. I think that's the way of Tatum was trying to deliver the message. Is it his fault that the Celtics team lost? I mean, no, but he didn't help, right? I mean, that was a crucial part in that fourth quarter, and the Celtics could have made a comeback, maybe not, but you, as the leader, superstar of the team, that doesn't help things, and he has to find a way to control his emotions. And look, I know a lot of people say in the heat of the moment it's tough to do that, and I agree 100%. And he did get fouled, by the way. Let's just set the record straight. He did get slapped on the arm. I noticed that in real time, and I said, look, okay, next play up the floor, he's going to say his 2 cents, and then he's going to move on and dial in and focus. But he didn't let it go. I think that's the part where you earn your second technical foul. When the clock is ticking, you're on to your second play, and you're still talking about it. And the ref gave him another one. I mean, he earned one earlier in the game, and that was the second one, And I think, that type of thing's going to happen in the NBA. Tatum is building this reputation of a guy who complains for calls. Look, most superstars do. The greatest ones of all time do. The LeBrons, the Jordans, Kobe Bryant, you name them. But in that moment, again, as the next play goes on, the following play, you have to move on. You can't just keep harping on what happened a couple of plays.
Those are the two concerns.
Before.
Extra scrutiny from officials for behavior like this, and it distracting from the game. And that possibly could have happened tonight, especially where I don't think they locked in offensively. Defensively, they looked a little disheveled at times, trying to keep up with that Randall Brunson two-man game, and certainly into the bench unit, they just got smoked.
Oh, man.
So we'll get to some of the bigger concerns this game has, especially that three-point shot not being there for him. When it comes to the officiating, I do agree with Al that they've done a better job with it this year. Tatum in particular, he reaches 10 techs. Probably not going to get to 16. If he does, that'll just be his rest night down the stretch.
Yeah,
you just don't want it distracting from him in a postseason game, or refs calling this team with extra scrutiny, which is certainly a possibility. I think they've been one of the biggest complainers around the league in general the last couple of years here, and I get credit for them doing better with it, but when it consumes you in a night like this, when it takes you out of your rhythm early, if you're Tatum after that finish inside, the hanging dunk play, it's going to leave a mark on the game, and something wasn't right tonight. Maybe just a bad shooting night, maybe just a bad night in general at the end of a road trip. Tatum said he's been away for 2 weeks and can't wait to get home. A lot of comments like that in this postgame probably aren't going to play well from him after how he played.
Yeah.
But this isn't one of my bigger concerns with the team hanging into the playoffs. We haven't done segments like this often this year.
That's true. There hasn't been a whole lot of gripes. I mean, early on in the first couple of months of the season, or at least after that shining moment of Missoula leading the team to the best record in the NBA sort of wore off a bit. Yeah, I guess we were a little tough on him, especially when he puts up, abysmal shooting performances, and especially in losing efforts, right? I mean, we've seen in the last, I don't know, couple of weeks or so, when the Celtics have lost, the rare times it happens, or excuse me, when he doesn't put together a great performance, other guys have been able to put together a win for him. And I don't mean it as like them saving his butt, but I do mean it in the sense of the Celtics are deep enough to go out and win, but the New York Knicks just had a lot, of offense and a lot of momentum away from the Celtics' favor. Look, outside of that 10-0 run in the first half, the Celtics never really had that offensive rhythm. And I thought a lot of those attempts, a lot of those execution on offense in the first half were just lazy. I mean, I feel like they just relied too much on the three-point shot. You're shooting over 70% from inside the arc, and you weren't taking advantage of that. I mean, other guys were. You saw Derek White, Malcolm Brogdon try to attack a lot more often, and Tatum did do it in a couple of instances, but he didn't do it enough. I thought he relied on that three-point shot a little too much.
Yeah, and we'll get to that in our next video. Tatum ejected, the big story of the night. Up to 10 techs this year with the 2 tonight.
First career ejection, too.
Yeah, so. We saw him in Toronto preseason, or Montreal, rather. So they pop up, these moments pop up. I don't know what your reaction is to the ejection or his reaction afterward. You can go check those out on CLNS Media and check out our next video on the threes on Celtics All Access. And, of course, this road trip brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp connecting you with licensed therapists from your phone, finding the right one. Simplest through BetterHelp. And you can get 10% off your first month when you head over to BetterHelp.com/garden. That's BetterHelp.com/garden. And Athletic Greens, 75 vitamins, minerals, adaptogens, and probiotics can fill your water each morning when you pour Athletic Greens into it, as well as 5 free travel packs and a year's supply of immune boosting vitamin D coming with your order, along with great gear over there as well. That's athleticgreens.com/garden. We love them. And we're loving this road trip for one more segment.
Yes, the last
Lloyd
one.
Manning,
It's been a fun trip,
Josue Pavon. Check out our next video on the threes, which we discussed plenty on Celtics postgame as well. We'll see you in that next video.